All right, welcome back to Brown Balls Podcast. Kenny, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. I got my LA championship hat with
Yes, sir.
defending champion right there, baby. Let's do this. Going for a three-peat back to back.
Yes, man. Dodgers look freaking amazing. But let's start off with some football news first. I guess first and foremost, the most recent news from this morning. Kirk Cousins is signing with the Raiders. What are your thoughts on this, man? Good move, bad move, okay move?
I love this move. This is what we talked about, man. Like, finally, Tom Brady is actually putting where his mouth is, actually, if you know what I mean. Because he had an interview early in the season, this past season, where he said that, college football, you don't get redshirted anymore. Your number one recruit, you start. Same thing, and then you get drafted number one overall pick. You get handed the keys, to the kingdom and play right away. He's like, when I came in, he sat, 1 or 2 years behind Drew Bresel, and like he learned a lot. And he's like, we need, QBs to like, learn first and not start right away. So, I mean, all signs are pointing that they're going to get the QB number one at the number one overall pick. But they got a legitimate number one starter in Kirk Cousins. I love this move for the Raider Nations, man. I'm telling you, this is an excellent move. Not only Kirk Cousins can, make them a winning franchise, because I think this guy is a flat-out player, man. He can play well. But I think they're not going to win that division because that division is super hard. They have, Broncos, the Chargers. I mean, Chiefs are down, so whatever. But, I mean, they're not going to win that division. I'm not saying they're going to win the division. But this is a team that can actually sneak into the playoffs as a wild card. Like a low-end wild card team. Kirk Cousins is good enough where this team can actually make a wild card run and get into the playoffs. And you know how it is in football, man. When you have the Cowboys and you have the Steelers and you have the Raiders in the playoffs, that's what NFL wants, man. So, and then, if they do end up drafting Mendoza, which all signs are leaning towards it, Mendoza can sit back for a year, maybe, maybe two, and learn from Kirk Cousins. Who better to learn from than, a QB, who's fundamentally sound, man. This guy is so good. I love this move, and I'm so happy for Kirk Cousins because he can actually go out and play. And honestly, man, Raiders also signed Von Miller, so that was like a hint out yesterday that hey, they're going for something else now. So they signed a veteran, defensive player Von Miller, and they signed a veteran QB today, Kirk Cousins. And they already have a really good running back, man. It was a top 5 running back last year. Obviously, he didn't produce the way he was supposed to produce, but with Kubiak as a new coach coming in, he'll be back where he was supposed to be, man. I love this move. I'm excited to watch Kirk Cousins and black and silver, man. Can't wait. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a really good move by the Raiders. I think for sure Kirk Cousins has to start, right? And Mendoza can sit for a year or two and really get to know, like, because Kirk Cousins used to be like, I would say almost like a top 5, maybe even top 10 quarterback and in the league, right? And especially when he was with Minnesota. So, like, I think for Mendoza to get the opportunity to learn from somebody like Kirk Cousins will be great. And I think Kirk Cousins also is a willing teacher, not someone that's like Aaron Rodgers, who like didn't really want to teach Jordan Love, and vice versa. I think Brett Favre didn't do the same for Aaron Rodgers. Like, as long as you have somebody who's equally, talented, but can also teach Mendoza, I think that's a good move. This whole, like, I think signing of Von Miller and signing of Kirk Cousins is also a sign that, like, they know that their division is not the most like elite right now, right? The Broncos, there's some questions around whether or not the quarterback is going to be legit. The KC is going to be a little banged up for the first half because of Mahomes, and the Chargers are going through almost like a mini restructure, right? So this is their chance to kind of take a little bit of a step in that division. So maybe they're trying to go for the playoffs, the wild card, something like that. But I think this is really good for Mendoza's future, and I think it's something that Tom Brady, like you said, he's preached it. Like, okay, you need to sit out. You need to sit out a quarterback. They can't just start right away. You setting a failure, and that's what was predicted to be happening, was that they're going to have Mendoza go out there. But now it's like, okay, no, you're going to have Kirk Cousins go out there. Mendoza, you sit, you learn, and you're going to get better just by doing that versus just pushing him out into the world. So I like this move a lot, and I think Raiders are only in the hook for $11 million from the contract. So like, it's a win-win for them.
I love it, man. I'm just so excited because I like that kid Mendoza, man. He has he says the right things, and he stands by the right things that he says. I want him to succeed, and hopefully he becomes a good QB in this league. And like now, honestly, man, sit back and relax and learn, from
Yeah.
arguably the GOAT, who's your owner, Tom Brady,
Mhm.
and also Kirk Cousins. Like you said, like a few years ago, he was a top 5 QB, man. Like he was
Yeah.
throwing like left and right. Like it was
Yeah.
perfect, man. So
And another positive is like Mendoza, if you watch his game, he's a little reckless at times, right? Like he's a little, I mean, he makes spectacular play, but he can also be a little reckless. But if
mhm.
having a mentor like Kirk Cousin who isn't reckless, he makes the right decisions, he makes the right moves, he doesn't throw the ball into danger, all that kind of stuff. That's another thing that he can learn to add on top of his athleticism and everything else he already brings. So again, it's a good win because if you put somebody like I don't know, like a Cam Newton out there, for example, into the Raiders, he may not get the best experience from learning from Cam
No,
Newton. Cam Newton also is very reckless with the ball, or even James Winston, right? Versus Kirk Cousins, he is a smart quarterback that puts it where it needs to be, and if it's not a good play, he'll just throw it away. Like this is how it is.
pocket
So
QB, man, very smart
yeah,
QB. So I love this move for the Raider Nation. Like I said, the Raiders have been in a dumpster hole for a while. I mean, yeah, they had one or two bright years with Derek Carr when they made the playoffs here and there, maybe, but still they haven't, been elite. This puts them back in the map, kind of, be there, and like you said, the division. Obviously, they might not win it, but it's also is not the hardest to win it. And
right.
honestly, man, the one thing I love about NFL over any other sport, like baseball and basketball. Like there's pros and cons for everything. Like I said, baseball you need not one player, you need like 9 players to win, right? And like
Yeah.
that's the only sport that does that, right? Football is also has their own way. Basically, you can be the worst
Hmm.
and then you can be the best. As you can see, Chicago Bears showed that this year, right? They
Yeah.
barely won 3, 4 games last year, and this year they end up winning 11 or 12 games, right? So you can be the worst to the best. So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that football is a season itself, right? So next year you don't know what Kirk Cousins can do, right? He hasn't played in like technically like over 2 years. Yeah, yes, last year played the last 2 games, or 3 games, wherever he played. But that wasn't from the beginning. He's healthy now, fully healthy, and he's ready to get out there. You don't know what he can show. And so I'm telling you, man, I love this move. I'm excited. When I saw this today, I was so happy for I was happy for all the parties, including Kirk Cousins, the Raiders, and also Mendoza, man, because this is a perfect opportunity for all three of them, man. This is gonna be great.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it.
It's going to work out very well. I think there's very little risk involved,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of potential reward behind it
Hell
too.
yeah,
So
man.
it's a good
Hundred
move by
percent.
Tom Brady and
100%.
Raiders staff. All right, let's get into last couple football news. Let's just stay with the Rams. Puka, he well apparently he's been in rehab. I guess he's going to stay in rehab a little bit longer. I guess after following all the anti-Semitic statements and just kind of going crazy on social media recently. What are your thoughts on this? Good, bad? Is
I
I know last time you said you guys should just trade him. What are your
well,
thoughts now?
I mean, honest, if you can get good value for him, I mean, anyone's available. To be honest, but to be honest, I feel like this is just a PR stunt. To be honest, checking into rehab
Mm,
is more gonna be. It's. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna be rehab your whole entire life. You're not gonna be rehab during the whole season. It's gonna be what you do by yourself. Your actions are gonna speak louder, right? I think this is more of a PR stunt because obviously he knows he's coming up for a contract, eligible next year. And
yeah,
I'm sure people, close to him, like including his lawyer, probably put it to his ears like, hey man, if you keep this up, you are replaceable. like,
right.
like
It's
you
receivers nowadays, yeah.
no name is bigger than the name in front of the jersey, right?
Right.
Have you heard that before? No name is
Yeah, yeah.
no back of the name is bigger than the front of the jersey. So
Right.
again, Puka is not bigger than the Rams. Rams is bigger, man. So I don't know, man. Honestly, like I like the guy. He's good. He's talented. Obviously, currently he's like a top like 3 receivers out there. But this antics, man, kind of throws everything back. Again, like he started this shit against the Seattle game on Thursday Night Football, and ever since we had downwards, going downwards basically, and not winning,
Mhm.
not getting our mojo back, and like I don't know. So I mean, I'm not putting the blame on him, but I mean, he brought in a distraction. He's being a distraction. he brought like streamers into the locker room and all that, and then
Mhm.
this lawsuit that came out last week about him biting a woman
Yeah,
on her arm or whatever, or back, or what the hell are you doing? Like,
yeah,
that's just straight up like nonsense, man. So
yeah.
I mean, like I said, I mean, I like the guy. I don't want Rams to trade him, but again, if he keeps this up, man, I mean, this is a like Antonio Brown all over again, going crazy, right? So
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it is a way to kind of shift some of the talk about him over to like, okay, he's trying to get help and he's trying to be better. Again, if he was already in therapy when this was happening, or rehab rather, and it happened while he was in therapy. So like, I'm not sure how much that's helping him overall, or whether it's just like, okay, let's just try to find a way to like decrease the noise. Because obviously, I think Rams fans are also concerned too. Like, is this going to be like an Antonio Brown? Because there's one thing to be a headache like AJ Brown is, or like To is, versus somebody who is actually problematic and and is causing issues outside of the team versus just having locker room issues and having real world issues are two. And I think Antonio Brown fell into the real world issues, right? So like when it gets to that level, you kind of have to be very careful about it because that's gonna not only transition over to the team, obviously, but then also to the fans because they're like, dude, what is this guy doing? And then you the and then, like I said, Rams will be very very like hesitant to give him the max contract because they'd be like, is he gonna relapse? Is there gonna be more things happening a year? Because once he signs his big fat contract and we have the same issue, we can't trade him. We're stuck with his ass. And what are we gonna do? So like, I think this is probably like, just, okay, we're gonna give him a year to get better, and then we'll see how it's gonna be because it doesn't seem like he's quite understanding what he potentially can lose and what he also should not be doing. You know.
it's like he's not fully there, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
come on, man. Like,
I mean, I get like I guess if you hear him in the press conference, you can kind of tell like he's not mentally all there. But he's a, again, great athlete. You cannot deny that. One of, like you said, one of the top three. I would even say the best in the NFC for sure. Best receiver in the NFC, and just he can play the game. It's like, I guess, like Gronk. Like Gronk was not quite all there,
yeah,
but incredible athlete. You can't
but
deny it.
he didn't go bite a woman, man, and go
Exactly.
crazy,
He didn't do this dumb stuff.
man. But yeah, man, I don't know, dude. I just don't want him to ruin like a championship window for the Rams. Rams are like building towards a good like season coming up. They signed McDuffie, Watson as our corners. We have the 14th pick this year in the draft, which is really high.
Yeah.
Dude, they're set up to win the Super Bowl. To be honest with you, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I know you're gonna laugh at me. We'll get to our predictions like later on, like down the months. But
Mhm.
Rams, I could see them going 16-0 or 17-0. So they're that good. Oh yeah, yeah. So I guess reports came out that I guess Steelers per like off front office like asked Rogers if he can make a decision. If he can make a decision soon. Hopefully before the draft, so they know what directions to go to. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, they lost on Kirk Cousins. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
they're the biggest losers. I'll be honest with you, the biggest losers because they Kirk Cousins would have been perfect in the Steelers, man. Steeler Nation. Dude. That's what they need. Isn't Kirk Cousins like a blue collar kind of person too? Like he's like
Mhm.
he's
Yeah.
worked his way up, man. Like nothing was given to him. And
Yeah.
I mean, what better QB to represent who you are as that QB,
Mhm.
right? So they're the biggest losers. That's what I was gonna get into actually. That by them winning up on Rodgers, they lost up on a really good QB that can actually win that division. He's that good. Kirk Cousins
Yeah.
with the pieces they have, right? I mean, they're fully loaded, man. They signed good receivers. They have a defense. So that was huge. But yeah, but reports are that Rodgers will make his decision before the draft.
Mhm.
I mean, I still think he comes back for at least one more year, especially McCarthy's back. I don't see him not coming back, but I do feel that he'll be back for one more year, man, and he'll rerun this up with McCarthy and see what happens. What's your take?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they did the same thing last year, right? With Rogers, they waited until last minute, and they obviously Rogers did sign with them. But like, what did you get out of it? Like, it's not that like the offense got any better versus whoever the hell they had before, right? Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, or even
They won the
before that,
division.
Kenny Pickett.
They won the
right?
division. They won that division though.
Yeah, but that's because Joe Burrow was injured half the season, and so was Lamar, and like that. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same reason why they won the division the year before because there were so many
Yeah.
issues. So like, I, I mean, once they got into the playoffs, you're just like, they're not gonna win.
Yeah.
Like it was a
I know.
given, right? And it was an embarrassing loss for the Steelers in the first round. So I just don't understand why like they feel the need to like cater to Rodgers. Like he hasn't shown. I mean, I guess he's had one play out of 100 that he's like, oh my god, it's vintage Rodgers. But he hasn't been a good quarterback. And like you said, they could have gotten Kirk Cousins, and that would have been at least a safer bet for at least 3 or 4 years until you find a proper QB to train. Because one thing that Steelers also do badly or poorly is that they just throw a quarterback out there and
Yeah.
hope for the best.
Yep.
And versus developing them.
They don't
Mike
develop.
Tomlin was not a good developer of a quarterback, right? He inherited Ben Roethlisberger, and after that, once Big Ben was gone, he just had a bunch of quarterbacks that they drafted pretty high, and they all sucked. So like, he was not good about that. So Steelers, if you were going to change the direction of where this franchise is going, you get a good quarterback that you can depend on, and Aaron Rodgers just is not it. Aaron Rodgers could be a good backup quarterback somewhere else or playing for a really shitty team, but he should not be your primary focus back to back years because this guy's gonna take a sweet ass time. He wants to feel wanted.
Yeah.
Like the draft may even pass, and he's so like, I'm gonna be 80% sure, and like I'm gonna come back on Pat McAfee show, and then the Steelers are gonna draft somebody else, and then they're gonna be stuck with the guy. So I don't know. They should just move on from
If
him.
this was 2015 Rodgers, then I tell Steelers,
Yeah,
wait,
for sure, dude.
wait, please wait
Hell
for him
yeah.
all you want. Give him everything you need. Wait for him. But this
100%.
is a 2026 Rodgers.
Yeah.
There's
What is he offering you?
It's like Lakers waiting for LeBron now. It's like, no, please don't wait for LeBron.
Yeah.
Don't wait for LeBron. Like,
Yeah. No, thank you, man. No,
if this was 2015 LeBron, yeah, wait for him. But 2026 LeBron, don't wait for him, please.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
So I completely agree with you, man. They really lost on Kirk Cousins, man. I can't believe it, man. That's just.
I mean, they lost on a lot of decent quarterbacks, Like
Kirk Cousins was like a bona
Malik
fide
Willis
star,
even, Yeah. Yeah. They
Like,
could have gotten Malik Willis. They could have gotten so
but
many
those
other
QBs
players.
Yeah, see, those QBs are still young and they're still like not there yet. But like, dude, Kirk Cousins fully there, man. You know what you're gonna get out of him, And they just lost up.
Even Joe Flacco would have been better.
Yeah, man, I agree.
Joe Flacco would have been better.
I agree, man. They have it. They could even go for Mac Jones from Niners as a backup. They could get him.
Yeah.
He's good too. He showed really good against the Rams
and everything.
Against the Rams, he looked like Tom Brady.
He was dancing out there. He was doing the Dougie and everything on you guys. That was crazy.
So.
All right, let's move into some basketball news.
Yeah.
Well, actually, basketball, we'll start with college and that crazy ending to the Duke and UConn game. Let's talk to that first, and then we'll get into.
I do want to talk about that, man.
Yeah, we're again talking about not being fundamental. What the hell was that play at the end?
Honestly, it was one of the Bruiser's brothers, right? That did that. Like, not the higher pick. It was like the second brother, like, he's gonna be in first round, but not like lottery pick, I think. But honestly, I don't blame him because if you look at the replay, not the replay, if you look at the side by side by the Duke's coach and what he did, Duke's coach had the same mindset too. So throw the ball, over, like. Okay, so
you're up by 2.
No, they were up by 2, right? And the thing was this: he was trying not to get fouled, right? They're trying to play keep away, and when you don't need to do that, just hold the ball and get fouled. Try to knock at least
1 out of 2. You still have a good shot to win the game.
So the thing was this, right? He was trying to throw the ball because obviously they blitz, right? So all the UConn players blitz and they're guarding the players, and then 2 Duke players leaked out, so they're open. But I guess he didn't throw the ball high enough and got deflected, and then the UConn player got it, right? But again, man, you're up by 2. Hold the ball and welcome a foul. Like, if you look in the NBA, when a team this is the difference between the college and NBA, right? First of all, you had a UConn player shooting free throws or whatever it was. What he should have done was make a substitution, because in college you can make substitution right away. You don't have to wait till some type of possession, dead ball kind of thing. Like, even after a a make shot, you can make a substitution, And so what he should have done, he should have got his best free throwers in there, right? So whoever he passed the ball to, and got fouled can knock at least 1 out of 2. And he didn't
Yeah.
do that, right? Because you don't need defense when you're on offense. You don't need defense. You just need people who can shoot free throws. That's what you need, right? And
Right.
he didn't do that. And so it cost him like probably a championship, to be honest with you, man. It was the stupidest play ever. I'd never seen this.
It was Caden Boozer, right?
Yeah.
The lesser talented Boozer brother, I guess. That threw the ball forward that got intercepted, right? Like the kid was 6 for 6 from the free throw line in the game, and then he was also 81% career free throw shooter. Like I trust an 81%. Kobe was 81% his entire career, right? Around that area. I would trust that you can make 1 out of 2 free throw shots. Why are you rushing the ball forward? Like, why are you so afraid of getting fouled and shooting free throws at that point? Like, I didn't. It's like just fundamentally, it was such a dumb play. I mean, no doubt to UConn player that knocked that freaking 3-point down. That was an incredible shot. I mean, they deserve that win after, especially when you're given a golden opportunity to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just, as Duke, you're just like, what the hell, man? Why are we so afraid of just not getting fouled?
I can't believe he hit the way that game ended. First of all, the game shouldn't even be. Okay, I'll be honest with you. The game they didn't lose that game because of that possession. I'll be honest with you.
Right.
They lost that game in the second half. Duke was handily beating their ass in the first half. I don't know what happened in the second half. I mean, I don't know why were they not aggressive anymore. They weren't running their plays.
Yeah.
They lost that game in the second half. I hate when people are saying that, oh, they lost because of that turnover. No.
They were up by 15 in the second half.
I hate when people say you lose the game because that possession. No. It was other things that happened, and that play became really important, right? So, no, they lost that game in the second half. The whole team lost that game in the second half. And that play had to do, it was like one of the ingredients that made that happen, right? Same thing with the Rams when I bring it up. When we lost against Seattle on Thursday Night Football, we had opportunities to win that game.
Right.
We could have stopped them at a 2-point conversion, and we couldn't even do that, So
yeah,
man.
I mean, shout out to UConn. That was an incredible win.
What you got?
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't been following much at all. Who's left? I mean,
so I'll tell you. I know Arizona's left. So it's
UConn
Illinois
against Illinois and Arizona against Michigan, right? You tell me, man. I haven't been following college basketball this year.
Honestly, Arizona's a favorite. Obviously, they have I mean, they're good all around basically, and they're the favorite to win. I mean, UConn is more of a UConn Illinois. It's a toss up, right? Nobody's number one on that one because Illinois is number 3 and UConn's number 2, and they're both evenly matched. To be honest with you, you can go either way. To be honest, but this Michigan and Arizona game is going to be very good because they're both number 1. They're both good. Arizona's one notch a little higher. They play well. For me, I'm gonna stick with my West Coast and go with the Wildcats and Arizona, and how one of the James members winning a national championship. That if you know what I mean. Bryce James, man.
Finally, James wins something.
Yeah, man. But it's a toss up, man. I mean, obviously Duke was the more of a heavy favorite because they have a really good team, but Arizona's the next one down. So I think Arizona will take it. I think this.
That's sick. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I haven't followed this. I'll take your word for it. I think Arizona probably will go all the way too. All right. Last but not least, we're gonna get into some NBA news.
Yeah, my dog's excited about this. He's a Laker mascot, huh, Dreamy?
Yeah, there you go. He's like, oh god. All right, Laker talk. Let's get into it. We are on a roll again. We beat the Knicks a couple nights ago.
Cavs.
Sorry, yeah, Cavs. I mean, we did, and that was a good win for us for sure. Luka looks fantastic. The Lakers are securing the 3rd seed. It seems like. How are you feeling?
So
out of 9.
I'm a Laker homer, bro. I love my Lakers. You know that too. They're gonna win the championship, even though I didn't believe it a little bit in the middle of the season. But listen to me. I didn't put too much weight on that game against the Cavs game. The reason why is because Cavs are playing on the second night of back-to-back.
Yeah.
Lakers should win that game. But what impressed me the most, I knew Lakers should win the game because they had a night off and Cavs played the night before. So Lakers should win that game, especially at home. What impressed me the most is the way they won, right? That was really impressive because, look, Cavs, second night of back-to-back, like, legs are tired. But Cavs is a good enough team that you don't get blown out. that team is super loaded, and everyone's back, right? Jared
Right.
Allen's back. Yeah, you have Harden, you have Mitchell, you have Mobley, right? They're all healthy. They're all back, right? It's the fashion we want, right? Because
Hmm.
obviously you know that Cavs is a deeper team, better team to overall,
Hmm.
right? I do feel we are the overall best player in Luka, but after that, they have the overall better team, right? So what impressed me the most is how we won, right? And the thing is this, the thing about Lakers, man, like the credit that I want to give the coaching staff is it's crazy, right? Besides Jokic, right? I mean, Jokic, we have no one has answer for Jokic, but even last year, right, during the season, that they come up with this scheme, right? The defensive scheme. I know you're probably not gonna agree. Is that they take their best player out of it. I'll be honest with you. They took Mitchell out of it. Like the first half, he only had 2 points,
Hmm.
right? And then third quarter, he had like 6 points. And the fourth quarter, they threw in the towels. No one played the fourth quarter for Cavs.
Hmm.
But keeping a superstar like Donovan Mitchell, I think he was like 0 for 6 or 0 for 7 the first half. And that's kind of hard to do. And honestly, yeah, that's Mitchell maybe not being too aggressive. At the same time, that's Lakers showing that type of defense, right? That, hey, we'll let everyone else shoot if you want, but we know who the main player is. And that's kind of impressive, to be honest, because that Jamal Murray Denver game, we kept him to 8 points. I know you don't think that's a big deal, but that's a huge deal. But that's because that's the guy who usually kills us in the season too, And then last year, we took away like, Cat, from New York, before we got Luka. There's a game we played in New York the day before we got Luka. But we played in New York and we were undersized and Anthony Davis didn't play. So, but we took away, Karl Anthony Towns in that game and we won that game in New York. So the way they play that defense is pretty unique, man. And so like I said, I'm very impressed the way they won, but I'm not impressed by the win because you're supposed to win. I mean, you're playing at home, you had a night off, they're coming out of back to back, they should lose. But like I said, I'm not impressed with the win. I'm impressed with the way they won, which is really, really great. I mean, dude, Bliss, okay, they beat them so bad that they threw in a towel in the fourth quarter. No one played. That was impressive. Are one of the few teams, including the Lakers, which are the hottest team since the All-Star break.
Hmm.
Many people are picking them to go to the finals, and like including me. I love the Cavs. They're going to the finals. They're that good, So, but for them to throw in the towel in the fourth quarter and not even show up, I was impressed with how Lakers like kept their mentality and and be that aggressive and made them throw a towel in the fourth quarter. That's what
Hmm.
I'm more impressed with, but not the victory, dude. Forget the victory. I don't care about that. But what do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. I mean, for sure, when the other
Yeah, I know.
cast back there too. For sure, like, the victories have been great, and the defense has definitely gotten better, right? And I'm like surprised to hear like there's no more of like, oh, Luca can't guard anybody top, and that's not a scrutiny anymore because what JJ Redick has found is that if you have a good defensive players around Luca, then Luca can do his thing, and now that LeBron's taking a back seat on offense and just kind of becoming a better defender and better help defender, which I've seen that too, right? LeBron becoming a better defender, I think that's when a team starts clicking too because he's no longer be like, I got to score 20 points every night. He's like, okay, I can score like 15 and I'll be fine. He's playing defense a little bit better.
You don't have your
But
energy.
yeah, exactly. So that's definitely really, really good, right? I'm just, again, my skepticism is always like, yeah, the Lakers will always have it. They'll have a good game like this. The Miami Heat held Donovan Mitchell 6 points. Doesn't mean they're an elite defense by any means, right? Like it's he went 1 for 10 for 6 points in that game against the Miami Heat a couple nights before that. So it's just one of those things where like it's great, but I have to see it in the playoff. And this is the one thing that this Laker team, I love them to death too, and I cheer for them. I root for them every single year, but it's always in the playoffs. What we don't see the same team in the playoffs. It just completely shuts down. And last year we saw the same thing. Right, they were third seed. Everyone was hyped. I was like, okay, dude, we got Luca. There's no way we're losing against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we got our ass handed to because JJ Redick could not make a single change in the game plan. So I'm just always like, great. But let's get the playoffs started and let's see what the team looks like at that point.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, if we can whoop the first round, I'll be like, hell yeah, we're all the way back winning the finals for sure. I have just been like such like I had such high expectations for the Lakers, and then when the playoffs start, we're just like drip down to to their level of contention. Like we played to the Timberwolves level of play versus our own level of play.
I
So
agree.
hopefully, with all the changes and with LeBron playing the way he is, that's been the biggest difference. LeBron taking that back seat has been the biggest difference, and that's why when I made the bet that we're not gonna make the final, it was because LeBron was not gonna do that. So now that he is, I do see that there could be a possibility for sure.
Yeah, I tell you, if LeBron buys in and plays defense and plays lesser role, that this team is a dangerous team out there in
Yeah,
the West.
exactly. Then you and I both didn't think that was going to happen because he was very dramatic, midway through. But now that he sees that his play is also helping positively, especially on a defensive end, I think again it's been a big move. Let's talk to the odds.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I want to rebuttal on your comparison with Miami Heat game.
yeah.
So yeah, they played Miami Heat, and you're right. Donovan Mitchell was stuck at 6 points, which is fine. Jared Allen 18, Mobley 23, and Max Cruz coming off the bench was 29 points, right? Harden was 17, right? So you had the top 5 players, Jared Allen and Mobley, both had 18 and 23, and Harden had 17. So going back to the Laker game, I'll show you the differential of what is it like exactly is. It's a big
Mhm.
difference. I understand that you think that they held them, but hold on.
I mean, he played more minutes in the Heat game than he did against the Lakers.
Why is that? Because they threw in the towel already. The game was gone in Laker game. That's
Yeah,
the thing. But that's what I'm trying to say though. Lakers, I understand he only scored 6 points against you.
but 24 minutes for Donovan
But like,
Mitchell.
okay, like Mobley, we kept him contained 6 points, right? Max Strus 11 points, right? Jared Allen had his way, 18 points, right? And everybody on the bench, we kept in control. So I'm just saying, Lakers overall played better game and
Mhm.
made them throw in the towel. In Miami's case, they let him come back and people still played. That was
Mhm.
more impressive that Lakers made them throw in the towel in the fourth quarter, which I was so impressed. Like, you don't get it, Tap. It's like, this is a top 3 team in the East,
Yeah.
maybe top 4 in the whole NBA. I think when a team has to throw in the towel in the beginning. My wife was watching the game with me because I was excited for that game, right? And fourth quarter starts, and Danny Green was a commentator. He's like, "Oh my god, they threw in the towel already."
Mhm.
Fourth quarter just started. Like, nobody's on the floor. It's our third unit. Like, second unit is on the floor. They already threw in the towel. That was impressive, man. Like, that was a blitz. Like, that was straight up like freaking like, all right, you're in our house. You're on back to back. We took care of the business. Like, back in the day, Lakers won't do that. Lakers will have teams still stick around, and play.
Right.
But I was just so impressed. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
That's all I want to
Yeah,
say.
it's also because I think like Cleveland, they can live with that loss, right?
Oh yeah, they
Because
can
they're
afford it.
like,
But
yeah,
again,
they can afford it.
they're in a tight window with New York Knicks because New York is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, New York is third and Cavs are
Mhm.
fourth. I
Mhm.
think I
Yeah,
don't know. I haven't looked at
only a
standings,
game and a half ahead. New York
so they
is. Yeah.
rather want to be they rather want to be third, and like
But they can play
get
each other. It doesn't really matter.
yeah.
They
So
kind of know that they're gonna play Knicks first round. So
yeah,
like, I think for the Cavs, their priority probably right now is maintaining health because Donovan Mitchell always gets injured towards the playoffs. Like when they're about to get into playoffs, that's when his injuries start piling up. So like maybe they're just kind of trying to get easy because they don't see the Hawks. I mean, the Hawks are all of a sudden 5, which is
you don't want to face the Hawks. That's what you want to get out of it, dude.
yeah, they're so hot, right? So
You don't
the
want to face
Hawks
the
will
Hawks,
are probably gonna secure the 5th seed, and they can play.
but they don't want to be the fourth, man. They want to be the third. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Oh yeah. But the third you play Sixers. I mean, would
Dude,
you want to play
I'm not
Sixers?
honestly. Have you seen the Hawks, dude?
I know, and the Hawks are
That
freaking crazy, man.
dude, that team,
It's
Hawks,
scary.
they throw. Okay, you know how San Antonio throws a guard rotation out with Vessel, Castle, Harper, and Fox. You know those 4 guard rotation. Like,
Mhm.
they just throw at you. Hawks throw 6'8" small fours at you that you cannot guard or play against, man. They have Jalen Johnson, they have Cleminga, they have Alexander, they have CJ McCollum, they have a couple other players. They just freaking Tyson Daniel. They just throw at you, man. Like, dude, Hawks are fucking dangerous, dude. I'm telling you, they will
Yeah,
run you out. They play this 5-man rotation, 6'8" wing players, man.
yeah. This Kaminga trade was huge for them, dude. It's
Like,
insane.
you cannot, dude. They lock you down, man. It's like playing at 24 Hour Fitness. It's like 6'8" wing players, and you cannot do anything with it. Like, it's insane, man. I'm telling you, you don't want to face the Hawks in the first round. That's an upset. Whoever faces them, I'm telling you, they're that good, man. But yeah, but go ahead with your prediction. Oh yeah,
because they got rid of him
yeah.
mid-season,
But
right? And they got Kaminga.
They saw this vision. That's the thing. They saw this vision, and they knew that Jalen Johnson is a budding
was legit,
star.
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And they knew that the way it's so crazy. It's not Quinn Snyder. Is that the coach? Snyder's their coach. I don't know their first name, but I think it's Quinn Snyder. But like the way he runs, he did the same thing in Utah, right? He runs a similar offense as Golden State. So what that means is that it's motion movement, right? Ball moves, right? And you don't hold on to the ball. And Trae Young was a ball stopper. He wanted the ball, right? Here, if you would watch Hawks game, they have it, they move it. It's like Golden State offense. That it's just perfect. It flows so well. They move the ball so much, man. The offense, they always find an open person and they shoot a three.
Yeah.
This is insane, man. I'm telling you, Hawks are
beat the
dangerous.
Celtics by 10, dude. They're insane right now, man.
Dude, they beat Orlando yesterday. Like, they played them second time in 2 weeks, right? Orlando. The first time it was in Atlanta, and they blew them out by like 30 in the first half. This game, I think, was in Orlando yesterday, and they blew them out again in Orlando. Like, I'm like, bro, dude, this team is fucking amazing, dude. I'm telling you,
I'm excited for the Hawks, dude. I mean, like, when we saw that winning streak happen, like, okay, but now it's like 17 or 19 games, all the way from like out of the play-in and into 5th seed, which is insane. What a huge jump!
Yeah,
as the Hawks, man, they have definitely made the East very, very interesting.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's get into some odds first. Championship odds. So I know you know we think that Lakers may be going all the way, but up to date standings for odds is Oklahoma City number 1, Celtics number 2, Spurs number 3, Nuggets 4, Cavaliers 5, Knicks 6, Pistons 7, and then the Lakers 10.
Yeah, I'm so surprised.
Yeah, so Pistons I feel like Lakers have fallen a little bit, even after all the winning streak.
Yeah, I'm surprised Pistons are higher than the Lakers, because I feel like if Cade doesn't come back healthy, and obviously he'll be out of groove because he had a collapsed lungs. I mean, I think Pistons are gone in the second round if they face Hawks. The way it's looking like, because who are they? I mean, I don't know how far they'll go, but I'm sure the Lakers are that down. Right? I mean, I guess people are in the same mindset as us, right? They want to see what they do in the playoffs, because last year in the playoffs we just choked. We were the third, like we caught on fire last year as well, and we got the 3rd spot. And people were like, "Damn, they're dangerous with Luka." And like you said, they're hitting all kinds of like, wow, they're great. And then in the first round, we laid an egg in the 5 games and got eliminated by Minnesota, right? So I think people are just waiting to see what happens in the playoffs, right? But yeah, I mean, I'll put them a little higher. I mean, higher than Pistons, man. I mean, Pistons are good, but their main guys out. I mean, why would you still put them higher than Lakers? Like, it doesn't make it.
I mean, they still won like a few games after.
So it's basically saying that if Cade does come back or doesn't come back, how they saw better odds than the Lakers win the championship.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I think it's based off of like, obviously the optics of Cade coming back. Right?
Even if Cade comes back, though, Tap is you're in the medical field, right? It's collapsed lungs.
Yeah, but like
come on, man.
You also have to factor in the path to the playoffs, right? So, like right now, the Pistons will probably play the Hornets first round.
Do you want to face the Hornets? Same thing what I said about the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, I know.
You know what Hornets have done it?
Right, and they're on a hot streak too. But like, I think the Pistons will probably be able to beat them versus somebody like. I mean, even if they face Magic or the Heat, I still think like they can probably get to the first round. Whereas, like with the Lakers, now their first round matchup is the Timberwolves. Same team that knocked us out last year is the threat. I feel like if it had projected that our first round matchup was the Rockets, we would move up.
Oh yeah.
But because we're not projecting to face the Rockets, I think, and now we're facing the same team that knocked us out, we're like, crap, here we go again. So
I don't know.
Maybe
man.
this is that. I mean, I hope we face the Timberwolves because then we can get our
revenge
against them and show them like who we really are. But that's also why maybe there's some skepticism.
The one thing I liked about you, what you said last year, because last year I was going crazy because I wanted Lakers to get that 3rd seed, and I think like Rockets rested all their players or something, and was going to give a team a easy victory, and that was going to make it harder for Lakers to get it. And then I remember you wrote something in the group chat. You're like, dude, why are you panicking? Lakers, if you're going to win a championship, you got to go through the best.
Yeah.
Like, who cares where they fit it? Doesn't matter if they face Denver. Oh, that's what's going to happen. If Rockets rested everyone, then Denver was going to play us in the first round. But if Rockets
Right.
and Rockets would have like won or something, then we would have played Minnesota, which we did.
Yeah.
And again, I wanted Minnesota over Denver because of nightmares that
Right.
Denver has, and I was
Yeah.
completely wrong about it because Minnesota whooped our ass, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of still stand by what you said. That hey, honestly, man, like I'm happy to be in the playoffs. I'm happy we got at least one home court, one round home court. I'm glad, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, I don't care who the fuck we face, dude. I don't care if it's Denver, Utah, not Utah, Denver, Rockets, or Minnesota. I don't care who we face. Lakers got to go through everyone, dude. If you want to win in this league, if you want to win a championship, you got to go through the best. That might be earlier, that might be later, that might be, whenever, And so I'm happy they're trying to lock up that third seat, which they should. But again, you got to face who you got to face and be ready for that, right, man? And I remember, like ESPN, we talked about this, talking about odds when ESPN came out with their rankings. And you kind of sided with them, not kind of, but I remember in the beginning of the season, you said Lakers are more of a sixth or playing team. I remember that a little, know. And ESPN, you know what they ranked Lakers to have? Their record, their projected was 36-46, 13.
Oh yeah, I didn't think they were gonna be that bad. No, they
And I'm
wouldn't be
like,
sub 500.
and I'm like,
no
come
way.
on, man. With Luka, you cannot be. And I told you, I'm like, Tap, I still think we can, get a top 4 record and get a home field again, And you're like, no, I know.
I mean, because in the West, right, you can have like the Suns have a 42-34 record rate, and that's where I kind of expected the Lakers to be at. I mean, we're at 50-26 right now, but like that's kind of where I expected. I didn't expect them obviously to be sub 500. There's no way a team with Luka and LeBron, when healthy, is going to go sub 500. That's just not going to happen. So I expect them to be like 6th and below. So,
but are you a little
West,
impressed though? Back-to-back 50-win season though. I mean, I'm impressed, man.
No, I am. But I don't want us to be like the old Houston Rockets with Harden, like where we just are really good in the freaking season, and then when it comes to playoffs, we just completely shut down. I don't want that for us. So that's why I'm like, great, wins are great. I'm all about it, and seeding is also very important, of course. At third, we're gonna our projected path to the final is gonna be, we play the
San Antonio
Timberwolves, then the Spurs, and then we play potentially the Thunder to get to
the
motherland. So that is a very tough path.
Yeah, which is crazy, and like in the West, all the teams are very equal. Like we learned that last year. All the teams, doesn't matter by the record. Lakers might get the third seed, but obviously you know that Denver and Houston, Minnesota were like 2 games away or 1 game away to be a third seed team too, right?
And Denver's only a game away now.
Yeah, exactly. And so you gotta win, right? And in this league, and so I get it. You gotta do good in the season, and like the difference between, like, again, I go back to salute to Mr. JJ Redick. The reason why I think JJ Redick was a little better in the season, obviously not playoffs, because salute took us to the Western Conference Final.
Put that respect on a name, man.
Salute.
Put some respect on him.
But like the reason why I like JJ Redick more, man, because he like it or not, he's a better season manager, right? So what that means is that LeBron kind of stated too, because back-to-back 50 win is great, and so they asked him, what's the difference between JJ Redick and the other coaches? He's like, well, the difference is that we were always hovering around 500 till the All-Star break. We were always like 500, that's it, and then we had to make this. We had 20 games left, and we had to go like crazy 14-6. Just to be in the playoffs, and that took so much energy from us. So the reason we performed so well in the playoffs is because we were playing playoff game 20 games ago,
Mm-hmm.
But the good thing about right now is that we're securing a playoff spot, so we'll get that 1 week off, right? And so that's good for the older players, and so that's great though, man. You want to to have a 50 back-to-back 50-win season is hard, especially with the competition in the NBA. But Tapper, let me ask you a question. Who was the last Laker coach to have 50 win season back to back?
I'm guessing Bo Jackson.
Yes, sir. It's been since 2011 or whatever it was that we had a 50 win season, man, back to back. That's a long time, Tapas. Do you know what you were doing back in 2011? Because I surely was barely trying to get out of college right there.
I was
pharmacy school, bro. Pharmacy school. So
11, yeah, 5 bombs.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
So
man. I mean, again, I'm all about it, dude. I love it, but none of this matters, dude. With Lakerland, like Kobe says, none of this stuff matters. Winning championship matters. Having championship winning team matters. So like Kobe was, I mean, and we're all kind of like Kobe fans. So like we know that playoffs is where names are made and things are done. So I don't really care about
who's the last?
getting another
Again, I still say it. Who's the last player to defeat as?
Luka.
There you go. And where is he right now? On the Lakers.
Lakers.
I'm saying he's a bad man. I'm telling you,
No,
this
he
guy.
is.
He's.
But
I am telling
you have to also say it wasn't just Luka 1-on-1 against, and SGA at that time was not the MVP SGA we see now. He was getting there, but he was not the MVP that we see now. And that same team was not the same team that we see this OKC is. If this OKC team played against that Luka Mavericks team, I'm giving that Luka Mavericks team no shot. Not with this OKC team.
That leads us to our next topic that I want to talk about. Today is like the greatest game ever, man. The greatest game ever. I was excited for that Tuesday game against Cavs because you want to play against this team. Look, I understand Tapas is regular season. I know you told me that, but I kind of go back to what happened with Seattle Seahawks, right? Which I freaking hate saying Seattle Seahawks in this goddamn analogy.
World champions, yeah.
Why? Shut that. Why was it so important for them to win that Thursday night football game?
To know if they match up against the Rams or not.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the Rams, last you knew that they had Sam Darnold's number. Why was it important for Sam Darnold to beat the Rams? Even though Sam Darnold did not beat the Rams beat themselves by their mistakes, but they still won as a team, right? Seattle still won as a team. Why was it important for that? Because to show that we can play against this fucking team, dude. We can beat them. If we face them in the playoffs, when the game really matters, we are going to beat them.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, that this game's, like, for example, against Cleveland, why it was so important for us to win and the way we won is so we can know that we can, because Cleveland's a top 3 team in the East. If they come out, we can play well, Why today's game is so important, I understand that, it's just a freaking regular season game. But why is it so important? It's because today, if you guys don't know, it's Lakers versus OKC in Oklahoma. Fucking excited for this game, man. We got blown out last time we played them. I think it was like early in the season. I think it was like in November. We got blown out, man. We got like creamed by them by 30 points. So this is gonna tell me so much about Lakers, because I'll tell you right now, OKC is gonna have home court advantage throughout the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If we're lucky enough to move on where we could face Oklahoma's gonna have a home court. Look, it's important to show up today. It's important for Luka to show up. It's important for Lakers to show up. It's important for JJ Redick to coach today, because it's going to be like a playoff atmosphere, because both teams need to still keep on waiting, because San Antonio's breathing down their neck to get that number 1 seed. Lakers, you have Houston and Minnesota and Denver breathing down their neck to get the number 3 seed. So both teams need to win. So it's going to be a great game. This is going to tell you a lot about Lakers today. I'll tell you. Okay, how about this? This game will tell you more about the Lakers than it will tell you about Oklahoma, if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Lakers have a lot to lose, and Oklahoma has so much little to win. Why? Right. Because we know what Oklahoma is. We know that they're the championship contender team. They have the MVP, and again, Luka's trying to win the MVP award, and all they talk about is SGA winning this MVP award. So I'm waiting. This is like a collision course. It's ready to happen. I'm just so happy. Today's game is gonna be great, Tapas. So look out for how Lakers perform today. If Lakers can somehow win today, you best believe I'll be ready.
You're out there with a parade. You're gonna organize a parade out there.
Look, man, if we can beat OKC and stay with them, that'll tell you a lot. Like, we can play in that city. It's gonna be important for our motivation, right?
OKC is favored by 9.5 points.
That's huge. That's fucking huge.
So they're expecting a blowout. What do you think? Close, or do you think it's a blowout?
I feel it's gonna be. I feel it's gonna be a close.
Taking under?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm taking Lakers, like, lower than 9, dude. OKC's not gonna blow us out by 9. More than 9. There's no way, dude. Basically, both teams rested.
Dude, But Mr. Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart is out.
I know.
Who's guarding SGA?
I know, dude. It's team defense, man. Like I said, Lakers have a way to take their best player out. So I want to see what Lakers do with. Because I'm being honest with you, Lakers, like JJ Redick, like it or not, the way he comes up with the defensive schemes, man, like they take their best player out. I want to see how they take. Okay, if SGA can score,
You gotta stop with that, man. One game where Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray
no,
don't
man.
play well, and whereas Nikola Jokic has a massive triple double, does not mean you took out the best player. The best player in the Nuggets was Jokic, and he had one of his craziest
Do you not
triple doubles.
have you not seen the past performance where Jamal Murray becomes Kobe?
I get, and Jamal Murray becomes Kobe in the playoffs. That's where
Even the
Jamal Murray
season,
really
go
thrives.
look.
No, I know in the season, but he's very in and out. He's very up and down in the season. That's just how it is. That's why he doesn't average more than 20, 22 points per game, because he's like one game he's 6 points, one game he's 30. Like, it's just how he is. But in the playoffs, that's where he really shows up. Same with Donovan Mitchell. Like, you got to stop with it. It's like, oh my God, defense. JJ Redick is a mastermind that can take out the best player.
Lakers defense.
Do you really think Shai is going to go for less than 20 points today?
No, this is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to try and get allude to, right? I hope Lakers don't go out of their way to say that, hey, we'll try to take Shai out of the game. Because OKC is so loaded, 1 through 15, that you can have fucking Isaiah Joe go for 30, dude. What I will do is let Shai score, right? Like, you know what Lakers, you know what people do with Kobe? Like, Kobe score and keep everyone freaking quiet, you know?
Yeah, but so, Shai is not that kind of player, though. He's a true point guard.
But dude, that's what I'm trying to say. Let Shai have his points. Don't let him assist. Once he starts doing points and assists, then we're Lakers are screwed. Because then they get everyone involved in, you know? So if I'm the Lakers, the way I would go about it is don't play double coverage on Shai, please. Play single and let him get his points. You know, I don't care. Let him have 45. But if we win, that's fine. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I don't know about that, because you have to find a way to hide Luka. So if you don't double off of Shai, and let's say they find a way to get Luka on Shai every single time, Luka is going to either get really burnt out, or in foul trouble, or his offense is trouble.
Luka's probably not going to guard Shai, though.
But that's exactly what OKC's going to want to do. OKC's like, hey, you're not going to double Shai. We're going to find a way to get Luka on.
They're not going to switch them. They're not going to switch. They'll
switch it, dude.
They're not going to.
You know Redick, man. He switches everything.
Are you excited for today's game, man? Did I hype it up?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I think this would be a close game.
Thank you.
I'm not overly confident that Lakers win this game, but I don't think that they lose by more than 10 points. I think it'll be a very, very good playoff atmosphere kind of game, which I love to see. Right?
Yeah.
I think this is one that like a lot of Laker fans are also highlighting too, because now we like, despite all these wins, it only matters if we can beat the Thunder. If we beat the Thunder, I think even our championship odds go up like 20 spots. You know, like we'll go from like the 8th spot to like the 3rd, just because we beat the Thunder in one game. So, you know,
and plus
it's going to be a damn good game.
And MVP's on the line, by the way. That's what I'm going to try to say. Shai. And
let's talk about that MVP. Right now, MVP odds go to SGA, and then Victor Wembanyama. And then we have Doncic.
Have you read this stat, dude? So I don't know exact numbers, but Victor has played less minutes than LeBron. And LeBron's a 41-year-old guy, right? But LeBron has missed whatever that 65 threshold is, a little more, right? He missed it. So he's not going to be included in any of the, like, I'm not talking about MVP. I'm talking about like all NBA or whatever kind of awards, right? He's not going to be included because he missed that many games, but he's played more minutes than Wembanyama, all right? And Wembanyama has not missed 15 games or whatnot. He's on a borderline of 1 game still, you know? How are you gonna? That's like saying that the way I compare him, man, don't get me wrong. Wemby's playing out of his mind, out of the craziness.
41 points in 18 against the Warriors.
No, I know he's playing out of his mind. Don't get me wrong, but like in limited minutes, limited time, he's playing like that, right? Now he's playing every day because the season's ending. When the season started, he wasn't playing every day. He was like playing here and there kind of thing.
Right.
They restricted his minutes. That's like saying that. That's like kind of comparing like Shohei Ohtani winning like Shohei Ohtani wants to win a Cy Young this year. That's like Shohei Ohtani making only 18 starts and going like 18-1 or 17-1. But usually, if you look at the history of winning that Cy Young awards, you got to make minimum of 30 starts. So it's like saying like Wemby has obviously made enough. He played enough games to be in that level. But playing that type of minutes, though, man, like, I mean, it doesn't look right. Where you look at Shai and Luka, who has put in the minutes. You know, you get what I'm saying? So
No, I get it, but your argument is very flawed. So you're saying Wemby should not be considered because he's more efficient and
no,
plays less.
no, because Wemby is
He's
like
averaging 24, 11,
no,
and
Wemby.
4 blocks.
Wemby is ahead of Luka, and I don't agree with that. I think Luka should be ahead of Wemby because he has played more minutes, has equal amount of games, but he has put in more minutes, right? Wemby in the beginning of the season, I don't know if you noticed, he was on minutes restriction where he only
Yeah,
played
yeah.
like 4
He's coming
minutes
off
in
of
the quarter,
injury.
4 minutes in the quarter, 4 minutes in the quarter. San
Right.
Antonio's a hella good team that they don't need Wemby in every single quarter. That's the thing, they're a
Right.
very good team, right? And so they monitor his minutes where he can play more now, right? That's what they did, right? And Wemby's playing out of his mind right now. And so what I'm trying to say is that a guy who's played lesser minutes and now going crazy, which is fine. I agree with that. He's going and playing well. But I feel that they're saying that it's okay that he's played less minutes, but he should be higher ranked than a person who played more minutes and playing maybe equal amount of like Luka's playing same level as Wemby number wise, like Luka's putting up good numbers, so he had a great March. Same thing with Wemby. Wemby is playing well too, out of his mind. So I'm saying I don't know why Luka is dropping in the MVP race and Wemby's like going up and up. Like, come on, man. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't understand. This is weird to me.
I don't. I don't. I wouldn't hold the minutes thing against Wemby because even Shy plays less minutes than Luca does. So that
No,
doesn't that wouldn't mean
overall minutes. Like Shy still averages like about 28 to 30 minutes, right? A whole season. He did, right?
no. I know, but Shy right now is
If you look at total minutes
33.5.
played, right? If you look at
No, I
total
know.
minutes played, right? Like I'm talking
Yeah,
about,
but
like for example, Tappers, like in a season, I'm just giving you a thing. Okay, if a season has 100 minutes, right? Out
right.
of 100 minutes, Luka has played like 80 minutes. Shai has played like 78 minutes, and then Wemby has played like 40 minutes. You see the big differential? What I'm saying? Total
Yeah,
minutes
but
played, right? You get out of the game.
I get it. No, I know what you're saying. Because someone played less minutes per game that they should not be considered, or they should not be as high as Wemby is. So like Wemby with the less minutes is on pace to become the defensive player of the year, and he has a second best team in the entire NBA.
Yeah, because that team is fucking
Right?
good. Yeah.
No, I know, but the team without Wemby this year, if let's just say you took out Wemby altogether from this team is not number 2.
No, hell no,
Right?
no. But they're
Yeah,
still playoff team.
they're
But they're still
maybe a
playoff team.
play-in team. Yeah,
No,
they're a play-in team,
I don't know
playoff
about
team.
playing. Dude, Castle, Vassal, and Fox, they're not playing
No,
team,
I
bro.
know, but they're only this good, and there's only this much discrepancy between second and third place because of Wemby.
Take out Luka. Are they even a playoff team? I don't think they're a playoff or playing team, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same. I mean, honestly,
Who's better?
you can
Okay,
say,
okay.
but if you take away Shy,
Tell me
but
who's
that's
valid?
the issue.
No.
You can take away the best player. Yeah, no, you take away Shy. I'll tell you this. You take away Shy, there's still a really good team that
Exactly.
can make playoffs.
Agree.
Yes, I
Agree.
agree.
I
I
agree with
agree.
that. But I'm saying who's a better
But
team if you take out their best stars?
but that's not how MVP is determined. It's
Most
never been
valuable. The player who's most valuable to their team,
No, I
right?
know, but that is that you're thinking about, and this is like the age-old argument with MVP. Like you take away the best player from that team, they're nowhere near it, right? Obviously, same same could be said about who else? Like I mean, before when Embiid was good, take away Embiid, why would Embiid be? Why would the Sixers be any good when he won the MVP, right?
Yeah.
That's been an age-old argument, but the way that people have won it, it's always been like, yeah, that's fine, but this player excels on top of that. Like Shy has always excelled on top of that, and they have a way better record, like one of the best records in NBA. Same with Wemby, right? That's why the team is it is that much elite because of this player, not
Yeah.
because the team is just good, right? The
Yeah.
team without Doncic would just be good. They'd be an okay team, maybe not even a playoff team, but with Doncic they are. But that does not suffice to say, okay, that player has to be MVP because then LeBron should have won MVP
No, I
every
know.
single year in
It's the
caps.
moving award, though. It's like people get an
Right.
award. Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. You can't hold minutes
Yeah.
against Wemby because he's so damn good
But
without it.
to wrap it up, man, I'll be honest with you. The one player who should win the MVP, deserves to win the MVP this year, and is not going to win MVP, man, is Jalen
Cade.
Brown. I'm just letting you know. He's my
I
MVP.
would say Cade.
Who?
Kate Cunningham.
Cade, yeah, but like Jaylen Brown, what he did with that Celtics team, man, kept him top 3 the whole time,
Oh yeah,
top
for
4.
sure.
I'm sorry, man. Like your best players out, and you still kept them like top. You know,
No, I agree with you there. Yeah.
like
Jaylen Brown. I mean, I think if Cade wasn't injured, then this whole thing would have been different. I think Luka would have been down even further.
yeah, exactly.
Jaylen Brown right now is number
But Jaylen
5.
Brown's not getting
best
the
odds.
enough credit that is supposed to be out there for him, man. I don't like Celtics. I'm a Celtics hater, to be honest with you. But I respect the players who play hard, you know. And
I think what hurt Jaylen Brown the most is Tatum. Like it helped them the most, but once Tatum came back, you're like, okay, well, yeah, now you're expected to win. No, like what do you expect? You know, like so, you know, in one way it helped him in the beginning, and now it's hurting him. So, because you know, Tatum is like 80%, but even then he's averaging 18 points a game, so he's still damn good.
crazy
you know?
though, bro.
But yeah, it's unfortunate because I agree with you, Jaylen Brown. Because you and I both didn't think his we were going to be any good. Like we thought maybe playoff, maybe 6, 7, 8 seed, but we didn't think like number 2 or 3 in the East. That was insane.
So yeah, man. So it's good, man. But yeah, man, it's a good conversation. Right. Let's wrap it up there, brother.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, and we will see you guys next time.
Yeah.